Hi guys, welcome back to 100% Mags. So here's your match preview for Newcastle versus West Ham this Saturday at St James Park in an old-fashioned 3 PM kickoff. Now, we're going to start off with West Ham first, and of course they're going to be without Winston Reid, Carlos Sanchez, Manuel Lanzini, and Yarmolenko and Ryan Fredrickson, as they are all out injured. Now, Marko Arnautovic, who has been absolutely deadly for West Ham this season, has returned to training, so he could be in contention to play on Saturday. That is probably one of the players that Newcastle would really need to watch out for. And also Jack Wilshere and old boy Andy Carroll. We all know how Andy Carroll likes to get his goals. Are expected to be in Emmanuel Pellegrini's team on Saturday. Also, we've got to watch out for players like Philip Anderson, who is an absolutely sensational player and an absolute steal for West Ham in the transfer window this season. He's been killing it in the Premier League, banging away goals and banging away assists for fun this season. And also, we've got to watch out for Mikel Antonio, also Mark Noble as well, and also Cherokito as well. He's a really deadly player also. That's just a number of players to watch out for on Saturday when we play West Ham at St James's Park. Now, of course, West Ham's on a downer at the minute with them just losing 4-0 at home against Man City. Of course, they weren't expected to pick up the win against Man City. Just like Newcastle this season, we've lost to Man City already. And you know, in the last 6 Premier League outings, they've only won once. West Ham, so this is probably the best time for Newcastle to play West Ham in my opinion. And if we look at the previous 3 times Newcastle's played West Ham, in the 14-15 season we won 2-0 with Sissoko and Gutierrez picking up the goals. Of course, that was the season when Newcastle survived thanks to Jonas Gutierrez's late goal. Then in the 15-16 season, we won 2-1 with Perez and Gini Wijnaldum picking up the goals. And then in the 17-18 season, we won 3-0 with Joselu, Kieran Clark and Alexander Mitrovic picking up the goals. So, you know, in the past 3 seasons, we have played West Ham at St James's. We've won. So hopefully we can make this 4 in a row this season and wins as well. Now, the ref for the game is going to be Paul Tini. He's already officiated over a Newcastle game this season, and it was the 2-1 win against the 2-1 loss against Chelsea this season. And you know, hopefully he'll play it down the middle. Hopefully he'll be a neutral referee and he won't give too many dodgy calls. In my opinion, you know, in the last game, Anthony Taylor gave away just a couple too many easy free kicks and stuff like that to Burnley. And I hope that doesn't happen on Saturday with Paul Tini. You know, the refs have been pretty harsh this season against and they've been giving away a lot of cheap free kicks, cheap penalties, cheap corners, just like a whole bunch of cheap set pieces really. But anyway, we're going to be looking at Newcastle now, my team. Now, there are no new injuries following on the win from against Burnley on Monday, just gone at Turf Moor, with Paul Dummett sidelined, and Jamal Lascelles and John Joe Shelby were seen back in training on Wednesday alongside Caldalo and Yoshimutu as well. Now, you know, Newcastle are on a really good run of form. We've got 3 wins already under the belt. If we can make this the 4th win on Saturday against West Ham, then we'll climb up the table and we'll move into 12th in the table, which is currently being occupied by Brighton at the moment. And you know, that would be a really great cushion to head into the December period, in a very busy December period as well, because we've got Everton after this game at Goodison Park, and then we've got to go on to the next game as well on the 9th, which isn't a good one neither. But we've just got to keep the wins going, we've got to keep the momentum going, take it one game at a time, and basically just try and build up as many points as we can before that January transfer window creeps in, and then let's try and get some reinvestments in the window. Let's try and bring in a lethal goal scorer if we can. Give us your thoughts down in the comments below. Give us your score prediction down in the comments below about the game. Until next time, remember to like, share, subscribe, and also remember to follow my sponsor down in the description below, fanvibe.com. If you use the link, I get a small kickback, so you'll be helping out my channel in the process. Until next time, how are the lads?